you think about people from Ardoyne, first impressions?
Like they hate the Protestants, they hate us. Just don't like us at all.
And religion doesn't really bother me, so it doesn't.
Not drink and take drugs.
Hoods and vandals.
Scum. Joy raiders.
Right, lads, what do you think people's first impressions are because you're from the Shankill?
Paramilitaries. Punishment being from the paramilitaries when you do something wrong.
Graffiti, vandalism, HRF, FAP, UTH.
Alright, my name's Andy. I'm from Woodville. This is a question for Tiernan. What do you think of us in general?
Right, I'm Jamie and I live in Lyndhurst. It doesn't really mean much to me, it's quite a quiet place. This is a question for Jared. Who runs your community?
Right, my name's Scott. I'm from Glencairn. Doesn't really mean nothing to me. Been living here just for 3 years. My question's for Eamon. What's Steve clubs like in your area? Do you go to them or just run about the streets?
My name's Ryan. I live in Spring Martin. It doesn't mean much to me, but there's a lot of trouble because it's close to Ballymurphy and there's a lot of rioting. My question for Paul, I'd like to ask, why do you call yourself Irish when you live in Northern Ireland?
I'm Jack. I'm from Highfield. Don't really mean nothing to me. It's a shithole basically. This is a question for Henry. In Ardoyne, what's the most popular drug?
I'm Callum and I'm from Glencairn. When I think of it, I just think there's nothing in it. Doesn't really mean nothing to me. It's a shithole. My question to Sean and Corey is, what do you think of paramilitaries in your area?
Sean, what do you think about the people from the Shankill?
Scumbags and get everything they want, and rangers.
Tiernan, what do you think of the people from the Shankill?
Protestants, like scumbags, leeches.
Corey, what do you think about the people from the Shankill?
Huns, spoiled, Linfield and Rangers.
Eamon, what do you think about the people from the Shankill?
Shankill, butters and bombings and rats and all this.
My name's Tiernan, I'm from Ardoyne and I'm proud to be from Ardoyne. My answer is for Andy's question on how do we think of yous in general. I think as Shankill in general as being scumbags who just like to just annoy Catholics by walking into the RRAs and stuff. And I don't think the Jews should be part of Ireland because I disagree with the whole Protestant Catholic thing and Northern Ireland Republic of Ireland. So, and my question for Andy is, what do you think of us in general?
Why do you call yourself Irish and you're from Northern Ireland?
Because I feel like Ireland was taken off us, so I still feel like I'd still say I'm Irish.
I have an Irish passport, therefore I take myself as an Irish citizen.
There's Irish groups, Sinn Féin, SDLP in government now, working together with DUP unionists, so that gives us a chance to choose whether we want to call ourselves Irish if the Irish politicians are working in government, in a British government. So I would consider myself as Irish because I get to choose what I want to be.
My name's Eamon. My answer's for Scott about youth clubs. I've only been to one in Ardoyne. It's called John Paul. Only really went there to play football, but haven't been away like. And I don't run about the streets and never really out. I just sit in my car most of the time like. And my question for you is, what drugs is in your community?
My name's Corey, I'm from the top of Ardoyne, and it does not mean much to me where I'm from, it's just where I live. I'm here to answer Jack's question about drugs. The main drug in Ardoyne is probably weed, but I don't do no drugs, and I don't find that it gives you a buzz or whatever else everybody sees in them. Also pink diamonds, etc. They're all drugs, but we don't go near them. My question is, why do you parade through our area when you know that it provokes violence and starts riots?
Who runs your community?
Ardoyne doesn't really have any paramilitary groups or organisations running Ardoyne. Ardoyne's usually just run by the community, like community meetings and stuff. There's no real paramilitary activity that runs Ardoyne just day-to-day basis, but when it comes to like robberies and joyriding, drug dealing and stuff, dissident paramilitaries take action and like shoot hoods or anything. So that's the only element that dissidents have in Ardoyne.
It bothers me whenever the bands are walking through on the 12th of July, whenever they're throwing golf balls and all at our bands. That's what annoys me most, probably.
Right, so you think we should be able to
Walk through?
that area?
Definitely,
What about if there was a Republican band wanting to walk down the Shankill? How do you feel?
That's
It's different,
Shankill's
no?
longer.
It's
It's
different.
affecting more people in the Shankill.
Exactly.
You're only walking past one wee tiny bit there, like.
Oh.
And it's not even.
And how many bands is it that even walks through? One just?
two.
One band,
Just
one
one,
lodge. So is it, if you just got more of a problem with them throwing at the band or more of a problem with throwing at the lodge?
Lodge.
Both, I just don't like both of them. There's no need for it, I don't think.
Have you ever?
Alright, this is Andy, and my question was from Tiernan saying what do I think of views in general. To be honest, it doesn't really bother me about Protestant Catholics. It sort of bothers me more the fact that there is something between them both. If I think there was ever going to be peace, I think that would be best for both of us. And I know the majority of people from around Shankill and all wouldn't really think it the same as that there, but to be honest, it doesn't really bother me, and I hope there's going to be peace someday. And I was wondering, do you have any idea why we think we can identify usings whenever we see is like whether it's in town or driving past the Ardoyne or anything?
Alright, this is Jamie. I'm here to answer Tiernan's question of what do you think using general. Think tags, finions, smocks, and be about it. And my question is, would you support Northern Ireland or Republican Ireland?
I was talking to Tig on Facebook, or Catholic on Facebook the other day, and he says they even rap more with police than what they do. They say they just have problems with police, and there was a couple of them said that to me now. Didn't actually rap them with us. Aye.
I'm Jack. This is the answer for the question Corey asked me. We parade through your area every year from whenever the 12 was started. It's been going on for years, and shouldn't change it because you just think of it. My question for Corey is, whenever we parade through your area, why do you just take offence to it and like throw bricks and all at the bands and the lodges and block the roads to not let us through?
I'm going to answer Corey's question about why our bands got Ardoyne and they're coming if they start trouble. It's because we've been doing that for years before the trouble, and that's how we get home. My question is, a lot of Protestants can identify Catholics, but can you identify us? And if you can, how?
Where did you first hear the word pig, and do you know what it means?
You've been brought up there, everyone's saying it.
I just hear it.
Just hear your Dan all say it.
From Irish word tag. Tag is an Irish word used to mean a common or normal person, like an average Joe, used during King William's time to describe Irish Catholics seen as a threat to the law.
Here to answer Eamon's question about the drugs. I didn't really do drugs myself, but I know a little bit about them. The top used drugs are coke and weed, and the UDA, UMs usually sell to kids, and then the betas for taking them. So my question for Eamon is, why does Ardoyne vote for Sinn Féin when they have members who killed Protestants?
Right, I'm Colin and I'm here to answer Sean's question. The paramilitaries in my area is mainly the UDA and the UVFR too, but the UDA run the Glencairn. I hate the both of them, they mean nothing to me. They're both scumbags and all they do is be kids. And my question to you is, why do you think we're leeches and what does leeches mean?
I'm Eamon, I'm here to answer the questions about identifying Protestants. I can identify a Protestant by just looking at them, by their hairstyles, usually have dyed hair, their clothes, shoes, the way their general way of walking about and speaking. I have a question for Andy. If you're under curfew from the day, how do they know if you break it and what will they do?
You care if they kill people because they're representing you? Or does it not?
No, my opinion is it was all in the past, and I'm sure there's politicians on the unionist side who've been in paramilitary groups who have done stuff as well, and it's all in the past now. They're all working towards peace, so all what happened in the past should be put in the past, and if we're trying to work for the future, we should be going that way about getting the future. And the fact that there are killers and working for peace should be a stepping stone for every other person.
Okay.
This is a question for Jack. What do you think of Scott Brown's celebration day at El Hadj Diouf after he scored the equaliser at Ibrox?
My name is Henry. I'm answering the question, why do we take offence that you're parade going through Ardoyne? We take offence because you're not just walking through a couple of houses. Them shops are all closed for a full day and you're walking right up to Everton from the roundabout. This is a question for Jamie. If David Cameron can support peaceful protests in Tunisia and Egypt, why can't he support them here in Belfast? Do you not think you should support them?
My name's Corey and I'm here to answer the question about why do we call you leeches, or what does the term leeches mean? Purely it means that we, like, the way you dress to us, you have unclean trousers, unclean clothes, unclean basically everything. Just the way you present yourselves to us in general just makes us think that these are leeches. I mean, we wouldn't keep going on if it was someone else in our area. We want to think about it, but once it comes to Udens, we would think about it more as user presence. I know that's not really right, but if Udens were to start us, you could probably call us leeches. That's just your opinions. But the way we feel is just we're going to call you leeches because that's just what we think, and that's just how you present yourself to us.
So it's not personal?
It's not personal, no. But I'm sure they probably aren't leeches. But if I'm sure the first time they seen us that they could go, oh look, they're leeches, etc. That's just the way we feel. But hopefully once we get to meet them and face to face, then we'll probably change our opinions and just be like, no, you aren't leeches. You are, pretty okay, like us. My question is for Colin, saying, or why do you think that the cops are on our side on the 12th of July when it's clearly that they're on your side? I mean, they turn their face to face of us. They aren't face to face for you. All you can see is the back of them and the back of their jeeps. We can see their shields, everything. They're aiming plastic balls at us. And I know we are probably doing more of the violence, but that's just because of how it comes across to us when you start parading through our area. So we find the need to start a riot for you to stop it. And I know that's probably not the best suggestion, but that's just how we're going to do it.
Alright lads, what's your opinion on the Bobby Maffett murder?
Terrible disgrace.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Take the same side.
And why did it happen, do you think?
Rival fighting and
because Bobby told him the way it was and we didn't like it.
Right, so because Bobby stood up.
Had his own opinion.
Had his own opinion. Excellent. What do you think about the organisations on the road?
disgrace.
Hate them like wankers.
Shouldn't be here.
Is that the feeling among all yes?
No need for it.
No need for it, exactly, no need for it.
Well, I seen what happened earlier on, so...
Yeah, just witness fucking beating.
And it was this very spot where the gunmen were standing in the shadow. And a church ground. What's your opinion on that?
I know, and a church ground with a gun, like, that's fucking ridiculous.
I remember the day it all happened, everyone was going wild, like in school. Like,
everyone, the whole school was going wild.
Everyone was talking about it, everyone, like around here, everyone.
Yeah. Was any of us on the Shankill the day it happened?
We walked past it that day, so
my sister was on the bus. No, just there.
And so you were coming down from school, you still seen the police cordon, all that there. Was the body still lying on the ground?
Not when I got here, like.
Oh no, fuck. John walked past it.
Still seen the blood, but there's blood and.
Whenever I was down at the shopper and some woman who was it was all. You weren't allowed to drive up there. Someone asked me what happened up there, and I said someone got like shot, and she was like, "No, like got in the head and all up there." And she was like, "No way." She was probably about 50. So it was like really
shaken up.
No, I heard it, but no one said he was dead. Just heard he was shot, and then there was rumours going about that he's actually dead. And then rumours going about it was the pros, the UVF did it, and he was UVF member, and he left.
So that makes it worse, doesn't it?
Killing your own man.
Killing your own man.
It was just weird for us because like at our age, that's the first time. That's like the first time something like that's like bad, like it's like happens.
Since troubles, on it.
Yes, since troubles, aye.
Since the trouble, that's really the first thing that you've witnessed at your own age.
Yep.
and it's crazy, isn't it? Could you imagine living through a time like that when it was...
My dad said like in Highfield there was like gunshots now, like every week now.
No, like gun battles.
Couldn't have that.
Absolutely crazy.
Tupac shit.
Right, it's Sandy. I'm answering the question about Scott Brown. To be honest, I watched the match now, but I didn't even see him actually doing that there. And I could understand why, like, Rangers fans will be upset about that. But to be honest, it annoys me about whenever like Catholics and Protestants get along, like in certain ways. But see, when it comes to football, whether it's like Celtic and Rangers playing together, it doesn't really bother me. I sort of like the hatred with football and stuff like that there. So it doesn't really bother me. Like it wouldn't upset me really in football. My question's for Sean, and it's like around my area, like some of my mates have been like influenced like in the wrong way, like whether their daddies or like in UVF and all that there. And I was like, I've never been really influenced in any sort of way, like maybe like my uncle and stuff, like joking about, but it's never really been a big thing with me. But I was wondering, have your parents influenced you in any bad way with like Protestants and Catholics and stuff?
Hi, I'm Penny. I'm new this week. I'm here to answer the question about David Cameron and the peaceful protest. I think David Cameron does support the peaceful protest, but only when it is peaceful and not blocking roads. I think when you block roads, that's when the police should get involved, and because it's illegal, and move. My question's for Corey. Earlier this week we were at a residential with Catholic girls and we're meeting up with them. Would you ever date a Protestant wee girl?
Alright, I'm Jamie. I'm here to answer the question about the UDA curfew. Well, the UDA would put you on curfew for about 6, 7 o'clock, and they'll call around to your house every day at about that time, and if they didn't call at that time, they would call sometime that night. And if you weren't in, they would come looting you and beat you. My question for Henry is, well, we call you Tigs and Fenians. Why do you call us Huns and Snouts?
My name is Jack. I'm answering a question about UDA curfews. I was on UDA curfew last summer it was, and they put me on it for rioting down the Springfield Road, and it was for 6 o'clock, and they didn't call to my house once, apart from the night they put me on it, but they didn't call after that there, so I could have been out running about and they wouldn't have knew unless they seen me. But they didn't even come back and tell me when I was off it, so I just went out and seen them myself and asked them when I was off it, and they says, "You're off it now anyway." So, and my question is, why is the suicide rate in your area so high?
My name is Scott. I'm here to answer the question about why Protestants think that the pillars are on the Catholic side. I don't think they're on any side at all. It's just they're against unions whenever it's on the 12 and unions are ratting against them. But in the White Rock, they were against us whenever we were ratting. So it's just, that's my point of view, just really. Would you call the pillars if your house got broke into, or would you call the paramilitaries? What would be the first person you call?
My name's Ryan and I'm here to answer the question about Shankill having more than Ardoyne. And I have to agree that the Shankill does have more, because it's a bigger area, there's more land, and it's been there for years, and there's always been shops, and it's just grew and grew. And it's not really our fault that we have more. And Shankill's actually the most depraved area, so even though they have the shops, doesn't really matter, does. It's just shops, good business. And my question's for Raymond, and I say, why do you call yourself Ardoyne ski heads? What's that mean?
Just give us a background of where we are.
We're at the back of the Ardoyne Church. We're at this spot because this is where someone hung themselves. So it is.
What was the situation around that?
It was the first significant suicide to happen in Ardoyne. Like, he was a well-liked person, and that there started a string of suicides in Ardoyne, which has given Ardoyne a high suicide rate now. I was like the starting point of where all the suicides have happened until now.
And what about the name of the young lad?
Well, his name is Philip, but his nickname is Pip. And there's a project called the Pip Project, which is involving in people committing suicide, and it stops people from committing suicide.
I've done a bit of work with Pip's programme about suicide, like intervention about knowing the signs of suicide and all. So now, with that their project being out, there's more awareness about how
what you can do to your family and all?
the signs and stuff of like someone who might be suicidal, and there's like signs of how they're like body and all, how they're getting on with other people and stuff. Like I've learned that like anyone who's been really depressed, and there's no real reason for it. It could be down to drugs and stuff like that there, and that there can lead to suicide.
My name is Henry, and I'm here to answer the question, why do we call you Hunt and Prods? We just called you it because that's what we're used to. It's nothing offensive, it's just a nickname. I just learned it from all my friends out in the street, and that's how I know it.
Is it personal?
It's not a personal joke. It's just what we're used to. My question's for Ryan. Are you sectarian? Or you just put that on for the camera?
What's up? It's Corey. I'm here to answer the question about would I or have I ever met up with Protestant Uyghurs? And yeah, I have met up with Protestant Uyghurs, and I would still in the future. I don't have anything towards Uyghurs. I'm not saying I have anything strong feelings towards wee lads in general, but you know it's obviously different when it comes to Uyghurs and wee lads, and that's obviously probably the same way as you feel. This question is for Penny. Do you rat in general with us at all?
I'm answering the question about who would I call first, the police or the paramilitaries. I'd call the police first because the police don't really have any sectarian views when it comes to normal day-to-day policing. They would usually sort problems out like robberies and stuff like that there, but when it comes to like riots and sectarian stuff, they tend to go, I feel, on the Protestant side. My question's for Jack. Is the suicide rate high in the Shankill?
Answering the question, why do we call ourselves Ardoyne skiheads? We say it because it's good on us, and it means people who get their hair cut short, like not in the one. It's called a skihead, so it is, and that's why I said. My question's for Andy. Who would you rather phone? The cops or else the paramilitaries? But if it came to it, who would you have to phone?
I'm here to answer the question, why is suicide so high in Ardoyne? And I don't really know for sure, but I'm guessing that it's drugs, it's people pushing them over the edge, it's probably abuse they're getting from not by their parents in most cases, but probably by other people. They're taking drugs, getting in debt, and then people are pushing them in so far that they think, what happens if I wasn't here? And they probably think that that's a better solution, but it's clearly not. But it's just what some people think. My question is for Colin, and do you have stronger sectarian feelings when Celtic are playing Rangers, or is it just the same as usual?
Right, I'm answering a question about who would I phone between paramilitaries and police, and I would honestly phone the police because I just don't like paramilitaries at all. Like, none of my family are like involved with any of them, and I've just always hated them since I've grew up, so that's what I would phone, the police.
I'm here to answer the question about what do you think about us, or what we think about you after 3 weeks. I think the first week you were slobbering like fuck, like, but as this weeks went on, you were all dead on now, so that's really it.
What have you learned?
Learned, like, I didn't know, like, the memorial you had in Ardoyne at the back of church, and I just found out, like, when you said there, about that there.
What do you think about that statistic that there's all those suicides in Ardoyne?
It's mad. So I don't know, just didn't think it was really high up, like. Knew it was suicides, like, but didn't know that it was the highest in Belfast.
Right, hi, I'm Penny. I'm here to answer the question about sectarianism between Rangers and Celtic. Me personally, I don't get sectarian when it comes to football, but others in my community, I find that they do, and it leads to fighting and ranting. It's not a good representation of any community. It just gives communities and people bad names.
Hello, my name's Jamie. I'm here to answer the question, do I rat? Yeah, we do rat, but we don't go out looking for a rat. If there's a rat there, we'll all go up and we'll rat, and just get up for a rat. I don't even know, we're all up for a rat, everyone's there, we'll all go up. And the paramilitaries would stop us from ratting, like, they would say they were gonna beat us and all, but they would never do it.
How bad have you seen it get with riots?
Well, I can remember on the Westie, a couple of years back it was, they were shooting. Paramilitaries were shooting at the police with real bullets, and the police were shooting back with rubber bullets. One of my mate's friends, Mike, got hit in the face with a rubber bullet. It was not saying, like, but it's all calmed down now.
My name's Ryan, and I'm going to answer the question about the suicide rate in the Shankill. And there is a high suicide rate in the Shankill, but you don't hear about it as much because it's not young people, it's older generation, the 20s and so on. But there's been a lot of around where I live, there's been a few examples. There's my friend's cousin, he's only 18, took his life in his house. And there's been another few, but you don't hear about as much as Ardoyne, because some of the young people in Ardoyne. The other question I'm going to answer is about, are we being genuine in how friendly we're being? It's like, we are definitely being genuine, definitely me, because I have nothing against Catholics. I play rugby with Catholics, and the best mates are Catholics. And most of our group, no trouble with Catholics, no ratting. And even the ones who do rat, they don't do it out of hatred, they just do it for something to do. And we hope you're being genuine with your answers.